Hey everybody, Big Mike coming at you on the Mike Tour California Stage 6 in the parking lot at Oakley. Meeting some riding buds, making some new friends. Got all the blink here on Jorge's electric Fiat. So we meet Marco in, like I said, at the Oakley parking lot Friday morning. We got 3 bikes in the back of a short bed pickup. We got one more guy to pick up, which we did at Starbucks, had some coffee, and then headed up to, to where we parked there on the side of the road. And of course, what's a ride unless your friends leave you and head on down the hill? So the idea here was to do a big loop and get up to the fork there, watch the men's pro peloton come through, and then roll up to Baldy Village and then up to the lodge and wait for the pro peloton to finish. So this is the rollout to GMR. I always get the roads mixed up here, but we're heading up to GMR to go about 8, 9, 10 miles into the first fork in the road with a pro peloton. There's your classic, you go this way, I go that way. We all decided to turn right, thankfully. Got Marco here on the right hand side, Mark in the red, Big Ken here on the 1x on the 3T. Just, I don't know how you go on a 1x uphill, but he's got his gearing dialed in. Pink Socks is no longer Pink Socks, but there's Jorge. We're all trying to figure out how to get over the closed road. Really nice having ride up the closed road. So Jorge and I decided to use the let's help each other out method. So I handed Jorge his bike while everybody else fended for themselves, was on their own. So I'm handing my bike over the roadblock there. And again, everybody is just, hey, we're all pumped up to be riding uphill. So you get your bike and you go. that's how it's done. So cloudy day, sun on and off, lots of clouds up at the top, and rather chilly. So yeah, we're just spinning up there with Steve. So I went through the first KOM spot and decided to didn't video it and decided to roll through it one more time and video it again. Got a big fella there going up. So get mostly uphill, but you get a little bit of undulating downhills, and it's fun to descend with your friends, isn't it, on a good mountain road. So I just have some nice rolling footage here of us going downhill till we get to that I call it fork in the road. There's a name for it. I don't actually go up this massive climb very often. 49 miles and 6,800 feet of climbing is a big day big climbing for a big guy like me. So you can see we've got some spectators here already getting ready and marking out their spots, and we're going to find a spot here to sit by the side of the road for a few minutes and wait for the pro peloton to ride through. So eventually we get it figured out. Got Mark here, came up on a cyclocross bike. That thing had to weigh at least 85 pounds. But yeah, he's pretty fit and was able to spin it up there pretty good. There's the new Madone, or as I am now christening it, the Mad One. And here we've got a nice pretty view with the colors here in late spring. So we got the slow-mo of California Highway Patrol rolling it through in slow-mo, and then we've got the break here, and I couldn't even tell you who those guys are, but a couple guys in the break with some of the team cars coming through, and quite something to see some of these team cars just bombing down the hill here before this corner. And then we've got the big pro peloton rolling through. So there they go. And you kind of wonder, it's a great spectator sport on TV if you just like something rolling in the background and you know how the sport works and you know how the teams work and you know how brakes work and who's working for who and who your leader is and who your sprinter is and who your climber is. But if you're not familiar with the sport, it's a little crazy that was pretty much it. that was the view of the entire pro peloton rolling by, and it actually takes longer for the caravan of team cars and support crews and motorcycles. And I think I threw a video in here of all of the ambulances that came by at the very end, thankfully with no one in them. So again, we just get this kind of this traffic jam. We got some stragglers in the back rolling through the group. There's the last, kind of the last folks coming through, and then you get this rollout of I don't even think I captured them all, but let's, for the heck of it, 1 ambulance, 2 ambulance, support car of some sort, 3 ambulances, and there were ambulances that came before, and there were even some that came after, so I didn't actually capture them all. So we get on our way again, and off we go. I got the GoPro going back through its camera mount, which I actually have on the Mad One with a Velcro strap, which actually, oddly enough, works pretty darn well. I'll be experimenting with some other camera views and maybe a chest mount here in the near future. So some more what I call descending with friends. Now, when you are planning to take your bike up here and go see a stage, a stage of a tour or any other race for that matter, plan appropriately and bring, better to have and not need than to need and not have. And the problem is when you get in a hurry, you forget stuff. I actually forgot my gloves. And if you're gonna go climbing up a hill in springtime, bring some long-fingered gloves. And I just plain old forgot my gloves, but you know, stuff like that happens. I did thankfully bring a jacket, a really nice jacket I got at 2 Hubs, which I didn't wear in the rain the other day when it was raining, but it sure came in handy today when we got up to the top and then did our descent down to where we parked the cars off of, what is it, Mount Baldy Road or whatever the heck that road is called. So yeah, we're just going through the nice kind of the ridgeline portion of the road here, and it's just a good, solid, fun, easygoing descent before you are thrown back into going uphill again for another hour and a half or so. So you can see we're hitting the uphills, and much respect to this guy here on the right hand side who is just muscling up the hill on arm power alone. Now that's a guy you would not want to have grab you because I imagine he must have a vice-like grip, so respect, my brother. So here we are again, hey, I guess I liked the downhills. I do like the downhills better than I like the uphills. Or how do I actually always say I'm really good on the hills, the downhills. So somehow I had managed to become disconnected from my group of riding people. There are, I think a few guys ahead and a few guys behind, and I'm just cruising by myself out here, kind of solo, going on the downhill here before we get to Baldy Village, or the village area, which there was one more KOM sign, which I'm not sure if that was for the men or for the women. Wasn't really on much of a climb there. I'm going rather slow, but it wasn't really on a climb there. And then from this spot, you just descend down into Baldy Village, where there's a nice restaurant slash cafe that was packed with mostly cyclists, not surprisingly enough. And like I said, there are a few behind me and a few in front of me. So we just pulled over here and got our group all back together again before we decided, for those who were not completely exhausted and wanted to punish themselves even more, we then decided to head up and head out. And I don't know why I've got things kind of going slow-mo here. It's rather odd, but yeah, before deciding to head out and go all the way up to the top of the finish, we're here just waiting for everybody to roll. And again, some people had just kind of taken off already, and we're up there, up the road, and we're still waiting for, I think, people behind us to come with us. That guy Johnny, I don't know his last name, Johnny Yu, big, very powerful, strong sprinter type of guy, but man, that guy he certainly could climb. So again, some people just took off, and I had some people still waiting there and people who hadn't even gotten to that point yet, but I guess we were so excited to get up there. And on a little bit of a timeline, I think at this point the pros were probably a good hour behind us, and they were climbing twice as fast as we are. And it actually, from a time perspective, turned out extremely well because we got to the finish line and didn't have to wait but 15-20 minutes for the pros to finish. Rolling through here, actually I was really surprised how many people I saw and who knew me. This is Phil's Cookie Corner, I believe, where he was out marketing his next Grand Fonda, but there were quite a few characters along Cookie Corner here, so that was a lot of fun to see. So really appreciated that. That was, like I said, a lot of fun there, and yeah, just a good time. And some of that fun included some crazy characters like this girl in pink. The guy told me to not look at her. Of course, I looked at her, but yeah, that was pretty fun. And then you just had support crew folks. You had cowbell out there, and you can see we got people here. Me talking more cowbell. So I did get up to that's the two. I think I got up to the 2K mark here, and then really my battery just decided to die on me. So here's the finish. Here's kind of what the finish looked like. Here's what it sounded like. I'll just let this play. So yeah, there's your winner on the day in slow-mo, the young phenom who ends up winning the tour. I think he's 20 years old. Really won it in the corner there, and you can see the guy in second is not too happy about it, that he kind of just overcooked that corner, and this young man was able to come by and win this stage and win the tour. What a great way to win, and what a great day out on this just really epic place to climb here in SoCal during the Tour of California. Glad I did it. Glad I went out there and met a bunch of people, and we had a great time. All right, everybody. Later.